Welcome back to the Grimdark Gamers channel and our next Kill Team Battle Report, where my Black Legion return to fight against Jester's Ultramarine Intercession squad in their inaugural game on the channel. Are the Intercessors as deadly as everyone claims them to be? Let's find out by first looking at the teams, starting with the Intercessors.
For my Ultramarine Intercessors, I've gone predominantly with a range-based loadout, and have selected the chapter tactics Accurate, which grants my bolt weapons the no-cover special rule if any critical hits are retained, and Unyielding to grant each operative an extra wound. First up, we have an Intercessor Sergeant, armed with a heavy bolt pistol, power sword, and a tilting shield for extra survivability in melee. He is one of two operatives that will focus on close combat, and is backed up by the Assault Grenadier, who in addition to his standard pistol, chainsword, frag and crack grenade loadout, has also been given a tilting shield. The first of the ranged Intercessors has been equipped with an auto bolt rifle, modified to carry Reclusium Blessed bolts for the extra damage profile. The second of the ranged Intercessors has been equipped with an auto bolt rifle, but is otherwise just a regular Intercessor, whereas the third of the ranged Intercessors is much the same, although I have spent my final equipment point on equipping him with a combat blade. Rounding out the team, we have what I suspect will be an auto-include in Intercessor teams, the Intercessor Gunner with auxiliary grenade launcher. He is much improved over his Compendium team counterpart, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he operates. For my TAC Ops, I've taken Hold the Line, Plant Banner, and the faction TAC Op of Indomitable Superiority. We haven't used the new Intercessor rules before, so there may be some mistakes in game, but on paper, they look like a strong team. Now, let's take a look at the Legionaries.
So I've had a lot of luck in the past with my ranged, predominantly Tzeentch-marked Chaos Space Marine team since the Legionary rules dropped with MacLeod. I suspect I might struggle here, but I'm not going to make any changes as I'm curious to see what's going to happen. The Legionary chosen is the leader for my kill team. I've gone for him even though my team is mainly shooting focused, because it's good to have an operative that can get up close and personal with the enemy, and he's better at doing so than the aspiring champion. He's been equipped with a plasma pistol, demon blade and grizzly trophy, and is actually aligned to Chaos Undivided, so I can gain access to the Malicious Volley's strategic ploy for free. Next up we have the squad workhorse, the Plasma Gunner. Long-time players know that plasma is vitally important, but having the mark of Tzeentch should make him even more deadly, as whenever he shoots, a single roll of 5+ can be counted as a critical hit instead. Okay, just quickly something from Gregor here in editing. I've just realised in the editing room that I completely forgot about this rule whilst playing the game, so yeah, don't expect to see that happening in this battle report. My kill team were obviously lax in their worship of the Dark Gods lately and will not be receiving many of their benedictions as they would normally. Yep, that's what it is. It's got absolutely nothing to do with me not playing in ages. No sir. Moving on, we have my favourite operative, the Balefire Acolyte. These operatives can be deadly in shooting, deadly in melee, help heal injured operatives or help buff their weapons instead, making them incredibly useful in almost any setup. The Icon Bearer is my next choice, equipped with a bolt gun for longer range which has been given tainted rounds, giving it that delicious damage profile of a heavy bolter. I've also given him the Mark of Tzeentch for free access to Tzeentch strategic ploys of my choice. A heavy gunner armed with a heavy bolter is next, and one day I will try Reaper Chain Cannon on him, but while the team is planned around the use of malicious volleys, the heavy bolter wins out. I've kept him equipped with a suspensor system that I always select for him. Finally, rounding out the squad, we have a basic warrior armed with a bolt gun. And that's the kill team. For tactical ops, I selected security and drew the objectives Seize Ground, Plant Banner, and Central Control. I intentionally went for security instead of Seek and Destroy because from looking at their rules, the Intercession squad seems quite durable, and I doubt I would be able to score many of the Seek and Destroy objectives. With the teams out of the way, let's look at today's mission. The mission being played today is Awaken the Data Spirits from the Critical Operations Mission Pack. Each side scores victory points by downloading as much data as possible from the data uplinks, but in order to do this, they must first disconnect the firewalls connected to each uplink. After setting up the objectives, the terrain was set up as follows, with the Black Legion deploying in the red corner and the Ultramarines in the blue corner. The firewalls can be disconnected by spending an action point to do so, which grants a victory point to whoever disconnects it. A data uplink with both firewalls connected is not worth any victory points at the end of a turn, whereas a data uplink with a single firewall removed is worth 1, and a data uplink with both firewalls removed is worth 2 victory points to whoever controls it at the end of the turn. We've intentionally gone for a cramped board setup with predominantly ranged teams and no vantage points to encourage bloody, close-range firefights, which isn't something we've really done before. My plan is to focus my TAC ops, which I've chosen with aggression in mind, while being achievable alongside the main mission objectives. Jester and I have both chosen Infiltrate as our scouting options, so as the attacker, she chose to gain the initiative. Going to turn 1, I've taken the Protected by Fate strategic ploy for free using my Icon Bearer's ability, and I've revealed the Seize Ground objective, nominating the Ruin Wall by Objective 1 as the target of that TAC op.
Going into turn 1, my plan is to sweep the flanks in teams of 3. I'm keeping my Assault Marines with Conceal, but all of my other operatives have engage orders, so I can hopefully get in some early first turn shooting. As such, I've spent 1 command point on the strategic ploy Devastator Doctrine, and have opted not to reveal any tactical ops this turn. First turn of the game goes to my Intercessor Gunner, who is going to move to here, and then fire a crack grenade into this Chaos Marine over here. 4 attacks hitting on 3s. Ouch. Okay, 2 go through.
I will block 1.
Okay, for 4 wounds. My gunner is then going to dash into cover.
And the Chosen is going to activate next. He's going to advance into cover by doing a move, followed by a dash action to here.
My Intercessor Marine is going to move over the barricade so he can shoot through the window at the Plasma Gunner. 4 shots, hitting on 4s. 3s. Okay. So 2 crits and 2 normals.
Alright, so the crit prevents me from counting some cover. I will block 2 crits and a normal.
A good roll.
So, I said 2 crits and a normal, I said a crit and a normal. There we go.
Okay, so that... 7 wounds.
Taking me down to 5.
Okay, using Bolt of Discipline, I'm shooting again. I'm going to use my Ceaseless to reroll this. It still misses. And I will reroll this one per Devastator Doctrine. Shouldn't have done that. Never mind. Okay, 1 crit, 1 normal. So you don't get any cover.
All made. Plasma Gunner's going next. He's injured, which reduces his movement, so he's going to move 2 circles and dash behind the corner here. And then he's going to shoot at the Marine. 4 dice hitting on 4s. I'm going to reroll on this.
Oh! For once it worked.
Crit and a hit.
I'll block the crit.
Okay, so the normal goes through for 5 wounds.
Taking me to 10. My sergeant is move dashing to here.
The Icon Bearer is going next, using Infiltrate. He's going to swap out his Concealed Order for an Engage one. And he's going to dash up to the barricade about here and fire at the Intercessor on the other side of the ruin. 4 attacks hitting on 3s. A crit and 3 regular hits.
Okay, so I fail 1. And I will block 2 regular.
He's got the Tainted Round, so that does 9 wounds total, putting him to 1. Now he's going to slink back into the shadows.
My Assault Marine is going to move dash into cover over here.
The Legionary, the bolt gun now, is going to climb up this yellow shipping container to here, and it's going to open fire on the injured Intercessor. Regular bolt gun hitting on 3s. Fluffs it a little bit, but he's got 1 crit and 1 normal hit. You are in cover, you can set aside a save.
I will set aside a save.
crit goes through.
Ooh.
Wish to reroll.
That's what I'm trying to think. Do I want to reroll? I'm going to spend 1 command point on transhuman physiology to keep that normal save as a critical save and thus block all the damage.
He's going to drop for 3 whilst dashing here behind a container.
This Marine with the combat blade is going to swap out his order for a conceal order using his infiltrate and then move up to here. Claim this.
So an action point to deactivate the firewall.
And then move up to here for cover.
Very nice, and you gain your first victory point. Balefire Acolyte is going to move dash up to the ruin here. And he's going to cast Fire Blast at the injured Intercessor. Hitting on 3s. Okay, we've got 3 normal hits.
Okay, well, I'm in cover.
So he's got the no cover rule.
Oh, okay.
So it's just 3
3
regular.
normal.
And
Okay,
then-
1 goes through. Okay, so I'm going to use my final command point to reroll. It worked! My Marine with the Reclusium Blessed Bolts is going to move up to here. And then take a shot at the Icon Bearer. 4 shots, hitting on 3s. Okay.
4 hits.
4 normal hits.
Setting aside a die for cover. I'll block 3 of them, so 1 goes through. He's got the Reclusium Blessed Bolt, so he takes 4 wounds.
Correct.
Putting me down to 8.
He's then going to move up to this corner, so he's able to control the uplink.
Quick to the suspensor system, the heavy gunner is going to move up to this barricade to here. And now he's going to open fire on the Intercessor holding the objective. On 3s. 4 regular hits. You are in cover.
Okay, so I'll set 1 aside. And then I managed to save another 1, and then 2 go through.
For 8 wounds. Puts him down to 7.
At the end of turn 1, the Ultramarines have 2 injured operatives but have taken no casualties. They control an objective which has had a firewall removed, so gain a victory point, taking their total to 2. The Black Legion only have a single injured operative, but have yet to score any victory points. Neither side has suffered any casualties yet, but the nature of the fighting so far has already been brutal. I have the initiative, so I'm going to start by opening fire with the heavy gunner to try and start eliminating some Ultramarines, reducing Jester's options. I'm taking the strategic ploy Malicious Volleys for free using the Chosen's ability, and spending a command point on Protected by Fate.
I think my badly injured Intercessor is going to go down this turn. However, I'm hoping to use my grenades to good effect this round to thin down Gregor's operatives. I'm focusing on gaining victory points, so I'm going to look at trying to clear another firewall on my right flank. I'm not spending any command points on strategic ploys, but I am revealing my TAC op Hold the Line, as it's likely I'll be able to score that this turn.
First activation of turn 2, the heavy gunner is going to open fire with his heavy bolter at the Intercessor over here. Okay, hitting on 3s. Okay, that's a crit, so P1 kicks in, so you have 2 armor saves. Or 2 defense dice, I should say.
Okay, so I can block one of those crits. Or I block the crit. So, my Marine, who's just incapacitated, is going to use Wrath of Vengeance to take 1 single shot as if he was wounded, and he's going to shoot at the Icon Bearer. Ooh, he is wounded, so that is 1 shot that goes through.
And I'll set aside the die for cover. Malicious Volleys, he's now going to fire at the injured Intercessor on the far hand side of the board. I don't think that actually matters, because you've got 2 armor saves, Bok 1, he's only got 1 wound remaining.
Yeah, no, he's dead.
For his third and final action, he's going to traverse this barricade and move up to this one.
My gunner is going to dash up to this corner here and then take a shot with the frag grenade at the Balefire Acolyte. Hitting on 3s. Three normal hits.
Set aside a save. That's blocked. However, you have blast, so it hits the plasma gunner as well. Oof, okay, got a crit there. Right, the plasma gunner doesn't count as being covered for the purposes of blast here. So I block a crit and a normal, and he takes 2 wounds.
The gunner is then going to use Bolter Discipline to fire his auto bolt rifle into the plasma gunner. Okay, so 1 crit and 2 normals.
So you have accurate, so it don't count as being covered.
That was a 1. I have ceaseless, so I reroll that. Still a miss.
Okay, so no cover. Okay, he's only got 3 wounds remaining. So even if I block the crit and then a normal 3 go through, that's just enough to take him out.
Oof.
Time for the Balefire Acolyte to activate, so he is going to move to the firewall, then spend an action point to deactivate it, giving him my first victory point. For his third action, he is then going to fire blast the gunner. Hitting on 3s. Oof, okay, that is only 1 hit. It's a crit, but it does do 1 more to wound and splash.
I block it.
Okay, so he just takes 1 wound. Blast attack against the sergeant. That's 4 regular hits.
Three regular saves, so 1 goes through.
Okay, so that will be 3 normal wounds plus the 1 from the splash of the last attack, so he takes 4 wounds, putting him down to 12.
Okay, my sergeant is going to move around to here. He's then going to claim that uplink for another victory point, and then he's going to dash into cover.
The warrior of the bolt gun is going to swap out his engage order for a conceal order. He's going to move up to here.
Okay, my grenadier has swapped out his conceal order for an engage order, and then he's going to move to here, so he's able to control the uplink and has the possibility of overwatch should it come up.
Okay, the Chosen is going to move forwards to be by the objective here to control the uplink, and then he's going to fire his plasma pistol at the gunner. Supercharging the plasma pistol, hitting 3s. Of course. So I'm going to spend a command reroll. The amount of times that has happened. It was like, parry this, you filthy casual, and then his pistol blows up. Okay, so hang on, first of all, does that kill him? So he's just most definitely injured himself. It's AP2, you have 1 armor save.
Okay, so I'm in cover.
Yep.
So I will just set aside my 1 to assure me of saving the normal, which does
6 wounds.
6 wounds, which takes him
Down
down
to
to
8.
Okay, my last Marine is going to scramble over, claim this objective, and then dash over into cover behind this container.
Okay, the icon bearer is moving. One, 2, 3 circles to that. And he's going to fire his bolt gun at the gunner. Hitting on 3s. That is 2 crits. You are in cover.
Yep, so I'm going to say one aside as a save. And then I'll block one of those crits.
Okay, so he takes 5 wounds from the tainted rings. Second shot from Bolt Discipline. Wow. You're on cover, so it blocks it.
At the end of turn 2, the Ultramarines have lost 2 of their operatives, but score 2 victory points for holding an objective with both firewalls removed, and an additional victory point for scoring Hold the Line. This brings their total up to 7. The Black Legion control an objective with both firewalls removed, scoring 2 victory points, which brings their total to 3. Losing the Plasma Gunner early was a shame, but I've managed to reduce Jester's operatives by a third. However, she has a significant victory point lead at the moment, so it's time to start focusing on objectives. I've taken Bolted Discipline as my free strategic ploy, and I've spent a command point on Protected by Fate.
I've established a strong lead, so I'm going to work on reducing the number of Legionary operatives. My gunner is badly injured, so I'm going to have to activate him first and hope he does some good before he's taken out. I'm going to try and get my Grenadier into combat, and try and take out the Icon Bearer with my other warrior. I'm spending a command point on, and they shall know no fear. First activation of turn 3, my gunner is going to use his auto bolt rifle to fire into the shadows. Because and they shall know no fear, I'm still hitting on 3s.
Get to reroll the 1 for Ceaseless.
Still. Okay, a crit and a normal. Oh, what a roll! Okay, we're gonna fire a crack grenade into him.
And a crit. It's AP1, I have 2 saves. It is worth command point re-rolling this. And he lives.
He's then going to move to here.
Icon Bearer is just going to advance slightly to here and shoot through the window at the Grenadier. 2 on 3s. Okay, a crit and 2 normals.
So I'll set aside 1 to block. And then I block it all. Oof! Lucky.
Okay, I'm going to fire again. Don't think that's going to do it. Crit and a normal.
Okay, so I'll set aside 1 to save. And then block the other.
Is it like that?
The Ultramarine Sergeant is going to charge the Chosen. Okay, only 4 attacks. Hitting on 2s. So I got 1 crit and 3 normals.
There's literally nothing I can do because you'll be striking first, and with even your weakest attack, you do more damage than he's got wounds. So that Chosen is down.
My Sergeant is then going to open up with his bolt pistol into the Balefire Acolyte. Okay, 4 shots hitting on 3s. 1 crit and 2 normals.
That's not good, so I'll block that, so he takes 7 wounds. The Heavy Gunner is going to traverse over the barricade and move right up to this window, and he's going to open fire on the Sergeant. 5 attacks, hitting on 3s. That is no bueno, but at least I have P1, which reduces your arm save to 2 dice.
And I will block 1 of those criticals.
Okay, so you take 5 wounds.
Takes him down to 7.
He's going to open fire again. Wow. Okay. That's a lot of ones.
I block all of it. My Grenadier is going to charge and swipe at the icon bearer from over the barricade. 5 attacks, hitting on 3s. Oof. Okay. 3 normals.
With my fists. 3 normals.
Okay, I am going to put 1 through.
Okay, that does 4 wounds on me. Putting me down to 4 wounds, so there's actually no point parrying. So I'll strike you for 3.
Okay. That takes me down to 12, and then I'll do another to kill him. And then with his last action, the Grenadier is going to lob a crack grenade at the heavy gunner. 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. All 4 go through. 4 normals.
Oof. So, 3 normals go through for 12 wounds, which annihilates him. Balefire Acolyte is going next, and he is going to cast Siphon Life Force against the Intercessor Sergeant. Okay, that's 1 crit, and 2 normals.
And I've managed to block the crit, block one of those.
That's not enough to heal me, so you just take 3 wounds.
Takes me from 7 to 4.
This is a risk, but Balefire Acolyte is going to take out his Fell Dagger and charge the Sergeant. Okay, we've got the hit record for the roll. This was the roll. Balefire Acolyte is going to strike with a crit, which will do 4 plus 2 mortal wounds for the demonic energies, which slays the Sergeant.
My last Marine is going to climb up, move to here, shoot down at that Chaos Marine. Okay, hitting on 3s. It's a terrible roll. Ceaseless. Wow.
Blocked.
He's then going to drop back down to here to control the objective.
Okay, the Chaos Space Marine is going to move here and open fire twice using Malicious Volleys on the Grenadier. 3 regular hits.
Okay. 3 regular hits.
There, okay. Do that again. A crit and 2 normals.
Okay. Alright, so I'll block the 2 normals,
Take 4 wounds.
which takes me down to 8.
At the end of Turning Point 3, the Ultramarines have 3 operatives remaining, but control an objective for 2 victory points, and score hold the line for a second time for a 3rd victory point, bringing their total to 10. The Black Legion have been butchered, but score 2 victory points, bringing their total to 5. Turn 3 kind of backfired spectacularly for the Black Legion there, as the Ultramarine Grenadier had a truly glorious activation in what was probably the winning move of the game. We're just going to jump into turn 4 and see what happens. Jester is spending her sole command point on And They Shall Know No Fear.
First activation of turn 4, the injured Balefire Acolyte is going to try and fire blast the Intercessor Gunner. Hitting forwards. We roll this, that's cocked. Okay, you take 1 wound with that from splash damage, which puts you down to 2. Plus, it could finish you off if you fail to save it. You don't have cover because of the no cover rule. So, 3 dice.
Oh!
Whew, just takes him out. Now he's going to move up into the corner.
My Grenadier is then going to charge the Balefire Acolyte. Alright, 5 attacks, hitting on 3s. Oof. 2 normals.
5 attacks, hitting on 4s. Normal and a crit.
Okay. I will do 1 normal.
Which puts me down from 5 to 1. So what I'm going to do is I am going to parry your other normal. And then I'm going to strike you with the crit, which does 4 wounds, plus 2 for demonic energies for 6, putting you down to 2.
Right, and then he's going to use his shock assault to fight again. 2 crits and 2 normals.
3 normals.
I'll put 1 through to kill you.
Okay, the warrior is just going to dash to here. Fire his bolt gun through the window. 2 on 3s. Crit and a normal. Block it all.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend my command point to increase his APL by 1, which won't give me an additional action, but it just counts as having APL 4.
Gotcha. And my last Marine is going to fire into the back of the warrior. 4 shots. Ceaseless though. Okay, so 3 normals.
2 go through for 6 wounds, putting him down to 6.
Second shot. 1 crit and 3 normals.
Block 1, 9 go through. No, because there's the crit as well. Yeah, you set me down. And you table me with your last activation.
And that brings us to the end of another battle report. Before I tally up the scores and find out just how much the Intercessors stomped the Legionaries, I would like to say thank you to our amazing Patreon supporters for supporting the channel and helping us create these battle reports. If you want to help us make more of these battle reports, you can join us on Patreon, where, as a thank you for your support, Patreon members gain access to perks and benefits, including being able to see our videos early, talking to us directly on our private Discord server, and the occasional exclusive behind the scenes videos and more. Getting back to the game at hand, the Ultramarines finished the game by claiming 2 objectives in addition to scoring their indomitable superiority tactical op. This puts their final score at 16 to the Legionaries' 5. It's been a while since we played, so there are a couple of occasions where I forgot some beneficial rules for the Legionaries, but I don't think it would have made that much of a difference to the end result. The Intercessors certainly seem strong, and I'm interested in changing up my Legionary loadouts to see how they fare in a future rematch. We hope you enjoyed the game. Click the like button if you enjoyed the video, as it helps feed the algorithm and shows us that this type of content is popular and that people want more. Hit the subscribe button and notification bell if you want to see more battle reports in the future, and let us know in the comments what your experiences have been with the Intercession Squad kill team. We need to have a few more games with them before we solidify our opinion, but so far we like what we see. These are certainly the closest rules I've seen to representing the Space Marines accurately since Games Workshop released the game Inquisitor around 20 years ago. Anyway, that's it for now. We'll see you all in the next video.